I'm joined by Tim Austin of Tim Austin Garden Designs. You're very welcome back to Castlefin once again. I know it's your second year. What a wonderful weekend of weather we've got for it. Tell us a bit about what you're doing in the garden industry right now.
Well, I'm here. It's all about Northwest Garden Show at the moment. As you said, this is my second year back here and I couldn't wait to come back here. It's super. It's a brilliant show. It's grown even more since last year, and look at the wonderful weather we're having. So what I'm doing here is I'm having a look at some of the gardens, I'm looking at the stands and exhibits, and I'm also doing some garden talks as well.
So is gardening a bit like fashion? Do trends change?
Definitely so, yeah. I mean, I think we've gone from maybe sort of quite, I suppose, stylized gardens to now maybe more natural kind of gardens, and people are growing their own, and they also want to bring wildlife into the garden, and that's a really big thing at the moment. So yeah, definitely fashions change, materials change. We've gone from wooden decking now to composite decking. We've gone from imported stone now to Irish stone. So definitely there are fashions in garden design as well.
Is it costly to get the garden of your dreams, or is it costly to get a garden that you can get return of investment from?
I think, you know, the garden of your dreams, it's how big your dreams are, how big is your imagination, you know, it's how far do you want to go. But I think, like, let's say in terms of getting a garden designer in, certainly at the moment it's not very expensive. And I think what you need to think about is exactly what do you need to do with your garden, how far do you need to go. Decide what type of garden it is you want and then base your budget on that. And then in terms of investment, I think it's well worth investing in your garden. This thing about it being an outdoor room is definitely very true. If you're trying to sell a house and you've got a shabby front garden, it's going to drag down the value and perhaps the number of visitors as well.
We've seen, and particularly here in the Northwest, the increase in the number of people who are growing their own fruit and vegetables. Almost, in fact, it's becoming like somewhat of a new craze. Is it hard to learn how to do that?
I don't think so, but it's not something you can exactly do overnight. You almost want to say to yourself, well, I'm going to give this a shot for a year and see how I get on. And start small. I was just over with the community chef and we were talking about herbs. Start with a small container and grow your favourite herbs in it and use them then in the kitchen. And then go on from there. If you're thinking about vegetables, two of the easiest to grow are potatoes, our old Irish favourite, and also onions. Once they're in, they don't really need a lot of maintenance. If you're growing plants that are kind of fast growing, then you're going to need to put in nutrients and you're going to need to put in water. But as I said, start small scale and then build up from there. And don't dig out a huge vegetable patch at the beginning. Maybe a small area, plant that up and see how you get on.
Tell us why the Northwest Garden Show has become one of the biggest outdoor and living and garden events in Ireland. What is it that CPI have captured here in the Northwest that perhaps they haven't managed to do right around the country?
Well, I think here it's all about community. It's the way people have got together with limited resources, but huge kind of willingness and energy and effort. And they've put this amazing show together, and that sort of comes out. There's an amazing vibe here, a really great atmosphere. Everyone's smiling, everybody's friendly, and that's what's bringing the crowds in.
And you were telling me that you're doing a garden in Kerry at the moment, so you travel nationwide?
I travel nationwide, yeah. Gardener will travel, you know, wherever there's work. But yeah, no, I've worked in Waterford, Cork, in the Midlands, Galway, and I'm also, yeah, there's 2 or 3 projects on the go in Kerry at the minute. I'm waiting for my first commission in Donegal, although I had an inquiry earlier, so we'll wait and see. So
we should spread the word. Tim is willing and will be in Donegal to design some fabulous gardens.
I would absolutely love that, and you know, the initial consultation for me is relatively inexpensive. It's €50, and from there, you know, if we decide we need to do a plan, we go on from there. So although I'm based in Wicklow, if I was travelling up to Donegal, maybe if I came to see 2 or 3 clients at the same time, the cost can be spread. I mean, the worst cost at the moment is